Hello, Gali.
Okay. Hi, Abale.
Hi. Hi,
We're
Mami.
live
How are you?
again. This is so exciting. Very,
Yes, I love
very
it. We are
good.
live
I'm in the US.
again,
You're in
and it's
Cape Town.
exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
How is the US? How
Okay.
is Florida?
The US is amazing. It's very fun to be here with Mariah and her family, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, she has the best family in the
I
world.
agree. Yes.
They're really
Yeah.
nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are. So today we have an exciting subject to discuss, and I see we already have
Okay.
some people that are speaking to us here. There's Pune.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Are listening right in the then we'll also, go over the questions.
Yes. So,
Perfect.
Gali, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the subject of money and how to make more money, which I think I was thinking about it to make more money, and it's kind of a cliche in a way, like, oh, you need to make more money, or if you do this course, you'll make more money. But the subject today is a little bit than that. It's basically how to just increase your income streams, essentially, or at least figure a few more dollars. People have their normal lives, routine, their day job, their family, the town they live in, the setup they have. It's this is it, and now you have to figure out a way to increase your income. You're limited in your job, so what can people do to create more income, even if it's small? You suggest to them?
Circumcised, become Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. Ouch! It's a painful way.
Okay. So we have two kind of situation. One situation when you have your own business and you run your own business, and another situation is where you work for someone. Okay.
Yes.
In both cases, you have a customer. You have a
Yes.
customer,
Mm-hmm.
and the customers that you have some existing customers and you have new customers. Okay, so
Right.
let's take
Okay.
the person that work for someone. The person that work for someone, who is his customer? It's his boss.
I see. Okay, because yeah. Okay, he's creating
I may,
a product for the boss.
of course. So the customer is the boss. Okay. Now most of the people look at the boss as someone that they just need to please, or someone that they need to work, that they're working for him, or maybe he's away, maybe he's nice, maybe he's not nice. But if you look at your boss as your customer, and your customer has to be your friend, you need to admire them, you need to care for them, you need to service them, you need to improve their lives, because they will pay you to improve your life, and then in return you can care for them and love them even more, and they will pay you more. So if
Right.
you don't make enough money, it is because you don't consider your customer, in that case, in the case of someone that works for someone, your boss, as your friend, as someone that you care for so much that you're willing to give your life for him. So
Okay,
that's
I like that. But before we go on to the other part of it, two questions, because the first question is, one, what if your work situation, you're in a small company and it is pretty clear that your pay is currently at its limit? You know what I'm saying? You see that it's not like they're thriving, and you've been working there for 2 years, and you see that this is sort of the limit of your pay, at least at the moment. What
that's when you
there's
come. That's when you
Yeah.
come and you start producing. Because if you produce and your customer is your boss, and how do you exchange with your boss? You become his friend, and what do you do with your friend? You go and you make sure that everyone around help him. You make sure that he thrives. You make sure that he's doing it. So if you take it and you say, well, I'm working in a small company, we have 4 people, and we don't do so well. If we don't do so well, it's because at least 2 people out of those 4 are not producing. And if you get everyone to produce and to do more and to do more and to come up with ideas and bring more results, obviously the company will grow. If the company will grow, obviously you will get more. If you will get more and the company grows, you will grow up because you know what's going on. And if you really take responsibility and you really produce and you really see that it is your responsibility to make sure that you produce and everyone around you produce, because you're a friend with your customer, your boss, and what your boss wants, more production. From who? From you, of course. But anyone else that don't produce, it's not that they just idling. If someone is not producing, no one do something, nothing. No one do nothing. If they don't produce, they're actively stopping the production.
Right.
If the company is not doing well, someone internally is actively stopping the production. And it is fascinating, but it's always, if the company is not doing well, regardless of the size, someone actively inside the company stopping the production. Your job as someone that works there, as the friend of the owner, as the friend of your boss, is to go and make sure that everyone produce.
Yes. Okay, I understand that. And I have another question to that. But before that, I just want to say hello to Shaked that joined us. And if anyone else is on right now, feel free to comment and say hi. And for some of the people that joined, because I see about double the people are now on from when we started, the subject that we're talking about is how to make more money, but not in the normal way of, oh, you just need to make more money. But I'm talking about a situation where somebody works in a set company in their town with their schedule, with their family, and they don't really see a way that they can increase their income much or at all. And how does that person go to the next level? So that's the subject. And go ahead.
Gali, one more thing. The amazing thing is that once you decide that your customer, in that case your boss, is your friend, and you do everything possible to you get productive and everyone else get productive, the end result is something fascinating. The end result is you become certain about your ability to affect the environment around you. Now, once you have this certainty, anything that you will want will happen.
I see.
The end result of you taking responsibility and actually caring for the customer and bringing result from everywhere, you gain this certainty that I can do anything. I'm amazing. And once you get that, you will see that nothing will stop you.
Yeah, true.
You will grow either in the company or externally.
Yeah,
because success is the sum of all validated improvements, and every time you do one of those things, you improve.
Yeah, true. I can see that. You see it a lot in TV. They show these people that are from small towns, and they just start with like charity. They just help kids because they know they can, and they start to help, and before they know it, they get really successful, and all of a sudden people want to give them help, and they grow, and just from being successful in one area and doing their part.
Yeah, if you really, the end result of you taking responsibility is certainty. And certainty is create an inevitable success. Actually, when you are certain, everyone around you becomes sane. Everyone around you become responsible. I go to a meeting, and the person can be in the worst condition. I was in a meeting the other day, a few days ago, with a friend in South Africa, and he came and he sat with me, and I was just my normal me. And when he left, he told me that he now knows for sure that he can achieve the result, and he has a total 100% direction and blah, blah, blah. And I spoke to him about a week later, and he told me that in the last week, they sold in his company double than the best month they ever had.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes.
Double the best month they ever had.
That's amazing. So
That's certain.
Yes, your certainty got him to be certain, and he then got results.
Yeah, it's basically, I was so certain, and I handle his considerations basically because he knows that, okay, I know what I'm talking about. My certainty handles him. He becomes certain, and he handles someone. And what you have is this explosion of good, because when you are certain, because someone can say, well, I'm certain, but if you're certain and you do something bad, you cannot be bad and certain.
Yeah.
Because certainty comes from you, and you are perfect. So anything that will come out from you will have to be perfect. And you will cause at the other side perfection for no reason at all. The guy will just in 1 hour of meeting goes and double the sales of what they've done the best in the best ever month before.
Yeah.
In 1 week.
That's amazing.
That's certainty.
Totally. ISA needs to get more certain. And so in our scenario, where, again, for some of the people here, so there's this person, they live in a small town, they've been at this job for 2 years, they have a very set income. You can see that the company can't really pay them much more. And basically what you're saying is, look, you need to help and do your part and help the boss and treat your boss as your client and be a friend to them and give them 110% and grow the company, and you become certain and therefore you'll grow. Yeah. So, which I totally understand. Now, another situation is, so let's say you are that person and you are giving 110%, but you have a boss that isn't good and doesn't appreciate you, doesn't really see your efforts, and is themselves somewhat limiting the company. But this is your only option. This is your work. You don't really have anywhere else to go. What would you suggest?
Okay, so the first thing is when the problem seems to be unsolvable, it contains a lie. When something looks complicated, it contains a lie. Okay. And the first lie is that it cannot be that you don't have anywhere else to go. You don't have a chance. It's just not true.
Got you.
So the first thing to know is that you always have a chance, a different way to go. You always have options. Always. Number two, 97.5% of the time, the boss is not as bad as you think he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is probably that he's been hit by so many bad situations and he's so stressed that he acts badly, but his intention is good.
Yes.
So you need to be able to separate his intention from his actions. And this is true for life. The moment that you cannot separate the intention from the actions, you will be led by the actions and you will ignore the intentions, and you will always lose.
Yes.
You only lose your wife, you only lose your friends when you start to look at the actions and not the intentions. You always evaluate a person by his intentions and not his actions, because the intention comes from the spirit and the action comes from a combination of the mind and problems and situations and other people, and it's not you. Your actions are not 100% you.
Got you.
You can see that with kids. Kids always have good intentions, and many times they have bad actions.
Mm-hmm. True.
If you don't separate that, if you cannot separate it, you will never become certain. Because what's the certainty? The certainty is, I'm good, I'm perfect, but as long as I can see everyone as perfect as me, the moment that I stop seeing perfection in others, I stop seeing the perfection in me, because I start to say, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And at some point I will say, well, maybe I'm bad.
Yeah.
So So this is number one. Okay.
Okay. So just okay. Well, okay. We'll get back to that in a moment. But good. Go on. Go on.
Okay. So number one is probably the person is not as bad as you think. 97.5% of the cases.
Okay.
Number two. So if he's not as perfect, you just need to become better and help him and help him and help him and stop criticizing him. Okay.
Yeah.
If he is really bad, if he is really, really, really bad, he will not survive in any case. And you will see that his intention is to destroy the company. His intention is to destroy people. His intention. So now what you do, probably you don't have the tools to handle that situation. What you do, you explain to him why you're going to leave. And you're going to leave, but not before you replace yourself with someone that you explain the situation to and tell them, look, this is the situation. I give you all the data. You write up your job description. You explain everything that need to be done. You give it to your boss. You tell him, look, this is the people that you may hire. Don't ask me to recommend this place because I will not. But those people you can hire. You give your boss options. And you give him some kind of a write-up to say, look, this is what you do that is good. Those are all the good things that I've seen that you do.
Nice.
Don't tell him what is done bad. You tell him this is all the good things that I see that you good, because that is the only thing that may snap him out of being so bad.
Yes, I see.
And this is all the good things that you do. You don't write to him a letter and say, this is all the bad things, and the day that you leave, you decide to complain for 70 years. No. You help him still. He is still a human being. He still deserves help. He's still in the same difficult situation like all other people on Earth. The Earth is a very, very difficult place to live in, even for the most powerful people.
Yeah.
So don't judge people so harshly.
Okay? Yeah, that makes total sense. So that's how you would exit that situation in the right way, right? So you would step away. That way you'd replace yourself. You would tell the boss, look, I'm not happy here, and here's why. But in other words, I'm leaving, but I'm going to get a replacement. But these are all the things I loved about you and about how you run the company.
Yeah. And then you go to create something else. And one thing for sure, you need to be very, very, very sure not to talk badly about your boss or your company. You will have this urge to do that. Don't.
So how do you stop that urge? How do you not? Because you want to speak maybe to your parents about them or a friend and just say, you want to vent. You want to get it off your chest. How do you do that?
By understanding that what you do, you're going to destroy the next person. The problem is not that you talk. When I give you bad news, how do you feel? Better or worse?
Worse.
Good. So did I help you or not?
No, you didn't.
So I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
So if you are my son and all day long I come to you and I say, hey, Gali, this is bad and this is bad and this is bad and this is bad. You know me very well. You know that I can have the most massive situation. You will not hear it from me.
Yeah.
You'll hear only the good things.
Yes.
Because it doesn't help you. And I love you. So why should I give you something that pull you down?
Yeah, so I see that, but then two things. One, how do you, and by the way, we'll get back to the boss and all that in a moment, but how do you have this thing, like, you want to vent, you want to talk about it, you want to get it off your chest, you want to speak to someone about it and just like, empty out your frustrations. How do you do that? And to who? Because you understand it's going to hurt the person. But you got to get it off your chest. What do you do?
You find one person and one person alone in this universe, only one.
Yes.
That you know that he's spiritually in good condition, that he can take that noise. And you know that he will not add fuel to the fire but he will actually calm you down and see how you are responsible and not how the other person is so bad.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
a
have
good, but
friends,
most people don't have that.
well, good. So that's why I'm
That,
here.
yeah, I see. That's why
So
you need a
and that's why
mentor. Yeah,
you need a mentor, you need a coach. That's why you need someone. But you need someone that's stable enough that when you come to him and you tell him, look, I have a problem with my wife, I have a problem with my boss, I have a problem with my this, instead of throwing fuel to the fire and say, yes, he's bad or she's so bad, and all the women are like that, or all the men are like that, and you should do that, and you should, instead of that, you said, he will be able to tell you, okay, good, so let's have a look how you created that situation, how you are cause over it, what can you do?
yeah, I see.
Totally different view.
Yeah, and that's probably the only, I mean, that is the only kind of therapeutic way of actually handling the situation. Yeah. Okay, so you need someone like that. If you don't, that's why you need a mentor. But ideally, you don't get it off your chest to just a random person because it actually brings them down. That's the main reason. And it creates destruction.
If I love my wife, yes, I love Aviva, I love Ima, I love her very much, and I'm very close to her, but she will not hear from me problems.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
But how in a family you want to share, like you talk about the situations.
Talk about the good things.
But what about bouncing off, having someone there to talk about the tough times, like you want a shoulder to cry on after a day, you know what I'm saying? Not literally, but you want somebody. Isn't that what a family's for, is to talk about that kind of stuff too?
Yeah, I know that most people think like that, and that's why most families are destroyed.
Yeah.
Because they once you start to take this drug of talking about bad news and problems and problems and problems, and this is the way that you get sympathy, what you basically says, look, I'm such an effect, I'm so useless, look at the problem that I have, and I cannot handle it, and I'm nothing, and I'm a victim, and you need to feel sorry for me, please give me sympathy, please give me sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
the reality is, it's not good. I know everyone thinks that it's good and it's normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Not normal. In old days, before people got all drugged and crazy, you didn't find the heads of the family goes to his wife and cry, and you didn't find the wife crying for the husband because they were too busy producing and they brought results, even if they didn't have things.
Yeah, I see. So when do you share? When do you go and say, look, we have a situation?
If there is something that's going to hurt them directly and affect them, then you share. Yes. Mm-hmm. So if I have a situation that I know that it will affect you directly and I'm not going to handle it and it will affect you, then I will come to you and I say, okay, look, this is the situation. This group is blah, 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 blah. And this is what happened. And this is the option. What do you want to do? I'm still giving you the power to be cause over it. I'm not complaining and saying, oh, everything is, I'll give you a handling. I give you a handling. What you want to do? You can do this, you can do that, but I'm still cause.
Right. I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen me doing that, yes?
Yes, I have. Absolutely. That's true.
Yes. Oh, there's Rotten sending me a message. Hello, I'm 21 years old. I just started my life as an adult. My family is putting pressure on me to go to the university. I don't really know what is my passion and what I want to do in my life. But all I know is I want to be wealthy and to have my own business. What do you suggest me to do? How do I start my life and then find the correct way? What I suggest that you will do, maybe we'll just talk about it for a second.
Yeah, of course.
Most of the people think about what they want to do. You need to go and study. You need to open a business. You need to get married. You need to have children. This is all do. And that's robotic. Yes? Why do I mean it's robotic? Because robot do because someone told them to do, or that's what's right thing to do for them. Yes? For the robot.
Right.
A person have a totally different viewpoint. A person decide what does he want to have, And then based what he wants to have, he does. And so he look, does he get what he want to have? And he change what he wants, what he's doing, in order to get even more closely to what he want to have. And he's bouncing between have and do, have and do, have and do. And all of a sudden he become rich.
Right.
So the mistake is to look at what do I need to do? Should I go to university or not? That's not the question. The question is, what do you want to have? And now, before you go and start to write what you want to have within 20 years, let's define what you want to have within the next 1 month. Let's define 1 month. Let's bring result with the next 1 month. And then define what I want to have in the next 3 months. And let's bring results in the next 3 months, and then 6 months, and so on. Most of the people say, well, you need to think big and think for the future. Wonderful. You think big thoughts that bring headache. It doesn't bring nothing. It doesn't bring results. Big thoughts bring headaches. Effective action directed at specific results bring money, bring happiness, bring cash. So don't go into, oh, this is my plan for the future, before you actually demonstrate to yourself you can bring results for a month, and then 3 months, and then 6 months. And when you start to, once you really get this certainty, okay, good, I can bring results. Now you say, okay, fine, let me see what I want to do in the next year, 2 years, 3 years. And how do you decide what you want to do? But why do I want to have? You define what do I want to have, and that will tell you what you need to do. Never start from what I want to do. What do I like, what I don't like? People say, no, but I like to be a firefighter. You like to do what brings result. If I come to you and you say, let's say you say, I tell you, well, I think you should be a dancer. And you say, I don't like to be a dancer. And I tell you, but you said that you want $1 billion, yes? It will give you 10 billion. And you said that you want everyone to love you. It will make everyone love you. And you said that you want to help a lot of people. And it will cause all of this thing. But you need to be a dancer. Will you do it? Of course.
I'm a dancer.
I'm a dancer, even not for $10 billion, yes?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's the answer, Rotem.
Yes, that's brilliant. And it's a great subject. It's, the whole subject of how to find your passion. Do you, when you're in this crossroads in life of university or not, or even different stages of life, and how you decide what to do and so forth, is actually a great subject. And maybe we should dive into that more, because we're doing another live on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And maybe that can be part of, at least, the whole subject is how do you find your passion, and how do you decide what to do in a crossroads?
Yeah, actually, you'll see that once you know what you want to have, yes, you need to decide, okay, good, this is how I want to do it. And the reason that people don't then go and simply do it is because they're missing the fundamentals of life. Mm-hmm. If I will ask a person to explain to me some laws about the physical universe, they will tell me, well, there is gravity, there's speed, there's distance, they will knock all kind of physical laws. Right. But if I would ask them to define some laws of life, spiritual laws, what's the laws that the spirit operate on? In all my years, I didn't find one person that actually, just like that, out of the blue, first time I heard that question, could give me one spiritual law.
Mm-hmm. True.
Not one. Something that always works. A law is something that always works. Not one day yes, one day not, on Tuesday maybe. Always work. And that's because they're missing the fundamental of life. Most people say, well, there's a spirit, there's a mind, there's a brain, but if you actually go and ask them to, what is it? You'll find the amazing, unbelievable thing that despite the fact that they talk about it a lot, they cannot define it.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
So how do they find out? How do they find out?
They do the fundamentals. They come to learn. That's what we are doing. This is what you're doing. This is what I do. We really specialize in giving you the fundamentals, so you can take what you want to have and have a certainty. Okay, this is how it's going to happen, and it will happen regardless of anything. It will happen simply because you're certain. And that certainty you gain by having the fundamentals. An engineer that have the fundamentals of the physical universe have a certainty. This is how you build a bridge. This is how you calculate a column. This is how you do things. And it's not a maybe. It has to be this, the level of certainty about spirituality should be at that level, or you don't know.
Right. And it's interesting because an engineer that knows the fundamentals, it doesn't matter what project he needs to work on. Because he has the fundamentals, he can act accordingly. And that's the foundation out of which he does it all. And then you have people that if you had an engineer who supposedly had success, but didn't have the fundamentals, it will always be temporary because the next project might not be as successful as the one he happened to have success on.
Yeah, I just maybe a quick example on that. I'm learning how to dance. Yes, so yes. I'm doing a lot of bachata, salsa, kizomba,
right.
and I can see different people that learn in different ways. There are those people that just learn how to dance, and you see they never actually advance. They never get to where they want to get. And you see those people that invest in the fundamentals. They do the basics again and again and again and again and again. And they seem slow at the beginning. But then one day, once they got the fundamental, they go up and bypass all these guys that were just going very fast, but without any fundamentals.
Right.
The fundamentals is like having a base for the building and building the building from the base up. Without the fundamental is like trying to build the top of the building before you build the base.
Right. Totally.
That's how important the fundamentals are.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's 100%. And I think that it's a good topic to discuss further, how to find the passion, what more about the fundamentals, and what to do at Crossroads will continue. But I love that example for the fundamental. That's exactly what we're going to be handling. And it's so needed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I see John actually said, thank you. This is so amazing. Absolutely fantastic. It's so useful for people right now. Absolutely, John. It's very, very important. And Rotem said, thank you. Shaked said, brilliant. And Baya sent love. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up, I want to speak about a couple of other things. So go ahead.
Yeah. If you want to have any kind of questions, specific questions, you should email me or Gal, or just go into meirezra.com, and there is a place where you can communicate to me directly. Send me the questions, and in the next live, I will answer that specific question to you. I will prepare a question to you, so you can give me as much data as you want, and I will give you a personalized answer to that question that will be so effective that if you will simply apply it, regardless of how you will go to apply it, if you simply apply it, I can guarantee the results. So just go to meirezra.com and you will be able to just write to me, and I will answer in the next live.
That's awesome. That's amazing, actually. Do it.
Thank you.
That's a great offer that you're giving, because it's basically personalized coaching.
Yeah.
And it helps other people because the same types of questions.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just to wrap up the subject we were on, which all started with, you have a person, they live in a small town, they're in this basic job, they don't feel like they can advance. We discussed, earlier, and if anybody came in late, they can watch the replay of this. We discussed what to do if your boss isn't a good guy, like genuinely is not really allowing you to grow in the company, what to do and how to exit gracefully, how to actually grow within a company even when you don't think you can. And the last part that we kind of spoke a little bit about intention versus actions. And I want to ask one more question about that. And, sorry, did you want to say something about it?
No, go for it.
Oh, okay. So my question about it is, you have, people generally say, I look at the person's actions, not the words they tell me. Okay. So that I can see it, let's say you have a guy and he's with this girl and he tells her, say again?
Words are actions. It's moving, it's actions.
Okay. So you don't listen to the words. Okay. Got it. It's just actions. Fair enough. So how does a person see the intention? It's not like you see words you can hear, actions you can see. Intentions is like, how do you know what their intentions are? You have a girl, a guy is telling her all these beautiful words, but then he goes and, in some way screws her over in whatever format. How does she find what is this guy's intentions really?
Okay, so the first thing is you look at your intention.
Okay.
You look at your intention.
Mm-hmm.
If your intention is good, you will not have anyone with bad intention in your space. And so the intention of all people around you will be good. Now, your intentions, you are perfect. When your intention seems to be not good, the intentions that seems to be yours are not yours. Now, this is a whole subject. So who are they? Where are they coming from? What's the source of the other intentionedness? Probably we should have a separate talk about that, because it's a whole massive subject of the part of man. Who are you? What are you composed of? And which intentions you're dealing with. But
Right.
If your intentions are good, if your intentions are pure, if you really love someone, the definition of the word love is the urge to be together for no reason at all. If you really love someone and your intentions are good, the other person cannot have bad intentions in your presence. If you are pure, your pureness cure the other person automatically. And if the person on the other side seems to behave badly to you, start to look at you. What did you do or didn't do? And you will discover that if another person seems to have the ability or the power to hurt you in some way, you did it to someone else or to him in some way or form. If someone cheat you, believe me, you may don't want to admit it, you cheated. If someone steal from you, believe me, you stole from someone else or from him. If someone have bad intentions towards you, the handling is you. So how good is the intention of the other person? As good as yours. And you know your intention. So how do you discover the intention of the other person? Look at yours.
Wow, I love it. That's a high level of responsibility, and it actually gives you something that you can do about it, which I like. It's actually, take a look at yourself, first of all. And of course, there's more to discuss about it, but that's right now something you can start to do.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so that was amazing. And yes,
you're amazing,
you.
Mali. You are the best interviewer in the universe, not only because I'm totally unbiased,
completely unbiased.
But you're seriously the best interviewer in the universe. You are so amazing and so good. It's like, wow, you're really very, very good, Baba. You're amazing.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you very, very much. And your answers were amazing. And I think that the next one will continue, as we said, for anyone on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can put it into your calendar. We're going to continue and do another Facebook Live. We're going to talk about passion, about what to do when you're at a crossroads in life, maybe a bit more about intention. And you heard about the fundamentals program that we're starting on June 10th. And if you're interested in that, you can write to us. You can Facebook message, email, DM, however you prefer, and we'll discuss with you on how you can get on that program.
Okay. Thank you, Bobby.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hey, Patrick. Thank you, everyone, for joining and for participating. And we will see you on next time is Wednesday, you said?
Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wednesday, no problem.
See you then.
Okay.
Bye.
See you then. Bye-bye. And here we go. This is the end.